Hello, everyone. I am Professor Sophia Hines, and I am going to be your instructor for your Biology 1406 lab for science majors for the summer of 2020. I apologize in advance for what's going on right now. Of course, it can be a Zoom meeting if you didn't have a cat make an appearance. So I am sorry about this. I'm going to jump right in and show you some of this, share my screen to show you where you can find all of the information for our class on Canvas. Hopefully everybody can see here on my screen that I am on the student view of our landing page for our section of Canvas. This is again Biology 1406. This is General Biology 1's lab. And normally I would be teaching this class in person, but due to the coronavirus, we are going to be running completely online. That means all of your homeworks, your quizzes, your practicals, everything will be administered through Canvas for this semester. On the left side of the page, you have your concourse syllabus. If I click on it right now, I'll have to leave student view to view the syllabus. I will be doing that. You also have your modules. This is going to be the main place where you will find your information for like assignments to complete, grades, and then the connect button. The connect button is going to be available for you to start by connecting your McGraw-Hill Connect section with your Canvas section. After that, to be able to get to any of the assignments in Connect, you'll be linked directly to them from modules. So if we go to modules, you have your welcome note. It'll probably have the link to this video included there. There are several help pages, institutional information, and getting access to McGraw-Hill Connect virtual labs. There is a PDF that gives you instructions for linking Canvas to Connect. It has screenshots of everything you need to do. It seems to be working well now. The Connect code will be given to you. If you click on this right now, you'll notice it says coming soon. You should be able to select temporary access for free. It turns out that the code they gave us was the incorrect one. It would only work for one person and not for the entire class. So we are going to be getting you your code. You should not have to pay anything to access your virtual labs. Then here under Unit 1, we have lab orientation and lab safety. So for a 16-week semester, we would have a lab class once per week. When we cram this down into 5 weeks, you end up having about 4 classes per week. Now that equates to essentially a week's worth of work that is due every day. To make this as fluid as possible, when I go over to calendar, mine is going to look a little different than y'all's, but if I leave student view here, on calendar, for example, as of today, everything is going to be opening for the first units 1 through 4. The first stuff isn't due until the 10th. So you see your Canvas orientation quiz and everything that goes along here. And it's showing up kind of as double because of the way I'm viewing it right now. But then, so everything due from Monday would be due on Wednesday. Then Tuesday stuff would be due the next day. Friday covers stuff that was essentially Unit 3 from Wednesday. And then Saturday is the stuff from Thursday, if that makes sense. It's about 2 days after, if you want to think of it that way. Then all of the quizzes for the stuff that was covered in this week are due the following Monday here, for the post-lab quiz. So remember that you have calendar available over on the left side for you. Jumping back in, and mine is a little different than yours. We can go into the syllabus here, and we can see that our section numbers, course descriptions. I have the contact information also listed here. My office hours are by appointment only and will be going through Zoom because our campus is still closed. I have my schedule set up to be as flexible as possible because I know everybody is taking online classes right now in completely different circumstances. So me saying my office hours are from 10 to noon on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays doesn't help somebody who's working during those times. So just let me know when is good for you. And some people are going to be at 8 a.m. Some people are going to be at 7 o'clock at night. Just contact me and we will find something that works with your schedule. The phone number that is listed here is my lab line, and I'm only going to be there about 2 days per week. So there will be, sometimes if you were to call that, I wouldn't be there, but I will always be available by email, or if you message me through Canvas here on inbox, again on the left side, it will automatically forward all of those messages to my email. Everything is going to be delivered virtually. There are no materials for you to purchase for the online labs. Now, the caveat to this is that HonorLock for your practicals will have some specific requirements in terms of you will need to have a webcam with a microphone. You have a couple weeks to get your hands on this or to schedule so that you can borrow somebody's computer that will have it. HonorLock is going to make it so that you can't leave the browser screen, so that you can't go Google the answers, and it's going to monitor you to make sure that you're not looking up the answers as you go through it. So be prepared that you will need to have that webcam in place. So other course policies, there are no extra credits. Now, this template for the class was set up by the district council for biology. So pretty much every biology professor is going to be the same on this. I don't want you to think I'm being unnecessarily harsh on you. There are no extra credit available for quizzes or lab reports. You actually get lucky that this semester there's really not going to be a full lab report the way we would normally have one. I am allowed to give a little bit of extra credit on practical exams, but they are going to be more challenging questions. The practical exams will be delivered online in Canvas and will be proctored by HonorLock to deter academic dishonesty. You will have 75 minutes to complete it, and you will not be allowed to leave the browser window during that time. If you do, you could be considered as cheating, and you could lose credit for the entire exam. So follow the rules, don't have it questioned. Attendance is mandatory in the fact that I don't have a specific time that you need to log on and be on video, but if you are not completing the assignments by their due date, you can't get credit for it. So same thing, especially on the practicals, it says here, instructors cannot count one practical exam grade twice. So if you miss something, you need to let me know as soon as possible, and I can only work with you if you have appropriate documented reasons for having missed something. Now, if you know in advance that you are going to be missing something and you need an extension, please let me know. I can work with you if you let me know in advance that you're going to be gone. Now, again, all of your assignments, you have at least 2 days to complete them. So I don't foresee things like doctor's appointments interfering with our online class stuff. Academic dishonesty, including plagiarism, will not be tolerated. Plagiarism is the use of someone else's words or ideas without quotation marks and reference citing where the work can be found, like what book, article, whatever. Examples of this would be copying another student's work, even your partner's, and turning it in as your own, or copying material directly from a textbook, article, encyclopedia, or the internet without proper citation of the work. It is unacceptable to copy large sections of text from any source, even with the citation. It's also unacceptable to copy another student's answers on assignments, quizzes, or exams. If evidence of academic dishonesty is found, the student will be turned into the Dean of Students and dealt with in accordance with column policies, which are available in the student handbook. The penalty can range from loss of credit on the assignment to failure of the course. So be very careful about that. If you have any questions, please ask. Again, you should be doing your own work for this class. If I find out that you're just copying and pasting stuff, you're not going to pass because you won't be allowed to do that on the practical, and it's going to bite you in the butt. The withdrawal date, so my census date is for June 11th. I have to show that you have done some work in the class before then to say that you are active in the course. The last day to withdraw from the class is June 23rd. You can see down here. So you have a bit of time, but withdrawal after that time would require one of the academic deans to sign off. Like if you had some sort of medical reason, then you could get a withdrawal, but it will be a withdrawal pass or withdrawal fail. So keep up with your grades and make sure that you know by June 23rd if you're going to stay in the course. So methods of evaluation. So our overall course breakdown here is 75% of your grade comes from lecture, 25% comes from lab. So let's look at this another way. Sharing stuff. Okay. I do not control that 75% of your grade. That comes from your lecture professor. I only control 25%. Now, within that 25%, as you can see there on the syllabus, practical 1 is 25% of your grade. Practical 2 is 30% of your grade. Quizzes are 20%. The virtual labs through Connect is 20%, and discussions are 5% of your grade. That portion is all falls in that 25%. So if you're really struggling, remember that lecture is the biggest component of your grade in this class. Of the quizzes, that 20%, the lowest 2 will be dropped. And the completion of your online homework through McGraw-Hill Connect is you will have an unlimited number of attempts, but you are going to suffer a 3% deduction for each attempt that you make. So if you took it and you only got a 70, then retaking it to get 100%, well, taking a 3% loss brings you to a 97. All right, that makes sense to redo it. But this is to deter you from just clicking through to find the correct answers. It's gonna hurt your grade to do that. Our course calendar, like I said, everything is for this week will come online today, June 8th. Even though mentally, this would be the first day of class, Unit 1. The lab exercises and due date, here we can see June 10th. The next one's 11th, 12th, 13th. The quizzes, again, I had to have that first quiz for Canvas orientation done early because that's going to be basically marking that you participated in the class before the census date. If you do not participate in the class before the census date, you would be dropped, and that would count against your financial aid for a lot of people. So please make sure that one gets done before June 10th. The rest are going to be on June 15th. And then we see the next week, the assignments opening up on June 15th, due the 17th, 18th, and 20th, with the 22nd being the date for the quizzes. So you should do the virtual labs before the quizzes. Please, please, please. The labs are to help teach you how to do the stuff that you are going to be quizzed over. Then the lab practical will be the following week, June 22nd through 23rd. Again, everything's typically open for at least 2 days. So you will have a time within that 2-day window that you will decide you have 75 minutes to complete it. So make sure that you start the practical with at least a couple hours of advance time in case you run into any kind of technical difficulties. Then we go through, so that was through Unit 7, and then 8 through 13. We'll go through, we have grades due on June 1st, June 2nd, and then nothing until June 6th to accommodate for the 4th of July weekend. And then July 7th and 8th, we'll have lab practical 2. I will let you know if there's anything that changes throughout the time, if we have to, shift back any dates for some reason. All of this stuff is auto-filled by the school, including our plagiarism, cheating, collusion. If you need any sort of accommodations, I should have received a letter from Access already, but if I have not, and if I did receive one, I reached out and emailed you. But if there is something that you need help with in the class, even if you don't have accommodations, please let me know and I will do everything possible to work with you. Now, because I record videos like this in Zoom, I don't know how well it's going to fill in my subtitles, but if that is something that is important to a student, I will find a way to make that work. You are expected to behave as a professional in this class. Everybody here should be an adult, and I expect you to act like it. And last little bit here, web, blended, or hybrid class information. This course will be delivered in an online format. Additional testing requirements, including proctoring with student authentication, a desktop or laptop computer, not a mobile device, webcam, and microphone may be required. This is, again, going to come up for that on June 22nd when you have your first practical. So be ready for it. If I go into McGraw-Hill Connect, mine looks slightly different, but I can go into the Connect section and I would be able to go open up something like this. I don't know exactly what it looks like from student view. Let's see. So you can go in this way and see everything from here. It says the start date was at midnight this morning, and it is going to be due at midnight on, or 11:59 p.m. on June 10th. So everything opens up usually at midnight on whatever date. I'm pushing out extra videos for units 2, 3, etc. I'm gonna have everything uploaded today, but in general, it will open up on that Monday and it's going to be due at midnight. The other way to access this stuff is, like I said, on modules. Launch student view. It's probably not going to let me in this way, but we can see here there's a Canvas orientation quiz. There is a discussion board here asking you to introduce yourself. There is pre-lab, lab orientation, and safety. It is just kind of a PowerPoint put out by the district. And one for lab safety that includes some YouTube links to videos and things like that. And then you have here these 3 exercises that are the virtual labs. The first one is going to give you a tutorial of how Connect's virtual lab system is set up, and then you can go through the other ones. Then there will be a post-lab quiz that you will complete. I do want to point out that these lab exercises are going to be automatically submitted as you go. You don't have a separate submit button. And that means that when the deadline hits, if you are in the middle of it or something like that, it's going to probably go ahead and submit whatever grade you currently have. So make sure you plan ahead to have enough time to complete them. Then again, Unit 2 is going to open up, and I want to release stuff early for people to decide what works around their work schedule and their availability, but I don't want you to feel like just because everything opens on a Monday that you have to complete everything on the Monday. So please reach out to me. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you succeed in this course, anything you're struggling on. I can try to find more YouTube videos to help you out, or sit here on a Zoom call and walk you through things step by step. It is what I'm here for. And normally I would get to see you for about 2 hours a day. So don't feel like you're bothering me by reaching out. All right, everybody, have a good night, and I will see you again on the next videos about metric measurement.